Oh, hey, Michael. Yeah, I'm waiting on a couple of people to join in as well. Come on in if you want. Haven't seen you for a while. Haven't spoken to you for a while. This isn't really like a live kind of show format, by the way. All right, no problem. We're just pulling together some of the people to kind of go over some things. I'm looking to see how the screen sharing is working out. Seems to be going pretty well. Still getting used to my Mac. Hide toolbar. Doesn't do much. And for those that might be watching live, I'm waiting on a couple more people to join in here. Hopefully Craig and Tammy Temple and Ahmed Jaber from Telescope Addicts. Just got a ding somewhere, but I can't see who. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can give you this URL maybe, Mike. Not sure if that's going to help you, but let's see what you got. Yeah, I had a difficult time too even when we used to do it on the virtual star parties, frankly, of finding the links to join these things. There he is.
That's it. I just needed a URL.
There you go.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm all right. It's been a long string of cloudy and rainy nights, and oddly tonight is clear. But
oh, really?
Yeah, getting my kids to bed so late, and I'm a planet guy, so
yeah,
Saturn's getting so low already.
I've been seeing some of the stuff that you've been doing on Mars and the rotation, and oh man, that's just awesome stuff.
I've been shooting the planet since like 2006, 2007, and I just finally in like the last 6 months to a year mastered WinJupos, which allows you to do all that cool stuff. The derotation and the map generation and all that sort of stuff. So it's been a new endeavor. Yeah.
You've had some, there we go.
I was able to see you in the YouTube feed. So there's, I guess you'd think I'd know this, right? But I don't. I think the way the invites work is if you invite somebody to an event, the event page has the YouTube stream. So I think one of the other guys said he could see you, which I could too. But there's like a different URL to join. I don't even know where do you fish that out?
I just grabbed it from the top of the Hangout page here. When you start the Hangout, it opens up a separate window.
Right.
To give you the controls, and I just grabbed the URL here at the top.
Yes.
I'm going to try to see if the other folks Have you ever heard of Ahmed Jaber and Telescope Addicts?
No, I have not.
The Facebook group. He's grown it
Okay.
to, I think, over 10,000 members.
Oh yeah.
So he's done a great job with that.
Wow.
I invited him on here, and Craig and Tammy Temple. They've
Okay.
been published a few times, quite a few times, in Astronomy Magazine for their astrophotography. They're
Nice.
local to me up here in Tennessee.
Yeah. What part of Tennessee are you in?
I'm right in Middle Tennessee, Murfreesboro, about 30 miles south of Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping to
So
get some clear weather here myself by Friday. At least that's the, forecast, but you know how those go.
I followed Brad Hill. I think he's in Nashville on cloudy nights a few years ago. I think he got into a motorcycle accident or something like that, but he was
Hmm.
turning out some really good stuff. And my local buddies and I here, we all had 14-inch scopes, and we are like, damn, something happens to that air when it moves over the Blue Ridge Smoky Mountains here or something, because
Yeah.
it comes down and it's all like this, but it seems nice and stable before it heads up the mountains. I think, I don't know, because most of the typical weather patterns come out of the west, this part of the world
Yeah,
here in
exactly.
latitude. Go to like what, 35 degrees north or something like that. You're not
Yeah.
from Tennessee. You don't have an accent.
No, I'm originally from Maryland.
Maryland. Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in Buffalo,
Oh, okay.
New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's up there a ways. You certainly got
It's,
used to snow up that way, huh?
oh yeah.
Hmm.
I'm happy to get rid of it. I've been down here 10 years and I left Buffalo like 20 years ago, so
Yeah.
I'm all right. I like North Carolina. I don't think I've been to Tennessee, but maybe to travel once or twice. You like it
Yeah.
there? What brought you there?
Um, I guess kind of fate, if you will.
Oh yeah.
My girlfriend at the time wanted to move up here to Tennessee. Uh, Frankly, she moved with the wind, so I went ahead up to Tennessee. I've lived kind of all around. I've gone from Maryland to Florida. Let's see, I went from East Coast to Florida out to um, West Coast to Florida, and then is that somebody trying to join? And then out to Las Vegas,
Oh wow.
place out Pahrump, Nevada, which
That's good
was really
astronomy
nice
out
for
there.
dark skies. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was. I had
Desert
one of
clear.
those little arrow. Well, it wasn't really little. It was 8 by 10. Little arrow shed that I converted
Oh
with
yeah.
a roll-off roof.
Oh cool. Did you
Yeah,
keep it? Did you move it, or did you leave it there?
I left it there. I left it there.
Oh man.
Yeah, left it there. But I got a little. Right now, my. Let me see if I have some pictures. Um, I have some. I have a well, it's a permanent pier out back with one of those little vertical storage sheds just as a cover for it,
Okay.
like a little closet.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep hearing this beep or tone or something like somebody's
That's a,
sending me.
yeah, my biggest challenge with the Hangouts is on a single screen monitor is like you got the participant window and then you're trying to do astro imaging and then you got all these different sources of people talking
Yeah,
to you and it's cool.
I don't know what. I don't know where this is coming from. Oh, okay. This is from. Okay, I think I see Ahmed's comment here. Hold on. That's where the dings were coming from. Sorry,
Hmm.
Ahmed. Let me. Oh man, now I closed it. See if I. Hey, there's Craig. Hey, Craig.
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
We
We
finally
got
got connected.
good,
Yep.
good. I sent the URL on Facebook here, and I'm trying to get Ahmed back to send him the URL. Are you familiar, Mike Phillips? This is Craig and hey, Tammy, Craig and
Hey.
Craig and Tammy Temple
Hello.
from Hendersonville, just up the ways from me.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm excellent. Good to meet you guys.
Good. Nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Mike does a lot of wonderful planetary imaging as of late, and I know you guys do a lot of the deep sky stuff.
It's a
Yep.
good match.
Yep, they've done some great things. Have you used Google Hangouts much, Craig and Tammy, or?
No, and that was part of the reason why we were about 15 minutes late.
Not a problem.
Got in there, was watching, could hear you guys talking, and then I did happen to stumble on the thing that said I had to download, the voice and video plugin.
Oh, okay.
So I did that, and then I see we got another.
Evening, everybody.
There he is. There he is. I was just trying to get. It is a lot of windows here that you have to manage.
Telling you.
I'm like lost. I'm like, what window do I go to? All right. So, Ahmed, how you doing there? Now it's Jaber. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah, you got it. I'm good.
Okay.
How are you?
Very good. So Ahmed is with. Go ahead and tell us, Ahmed, what you got for the Facebook page. In case everybody.
I've got a little astronomy forum on Facebook. It's called Telescope Addicts. We're somewhere around 11,000 members now. We're just over 2 years old.
Yeah, a little modest there with a small little Facebook page there, but that's okay. Done very good. So what he does is he's been doing great on the social media site like Facebook, and I mean just exploded with people on there. I'm not sure if you've kept track of how much growth that you've had, Ahmed, just in a short period of time, but it seems like it exploded.
I've got an Excel document, and I track it every week. A few months ago, right around when Cosmos started coming on TV, that's when it exploded.
Wow. All right. Well, awesome job with that. And I know, of course, I know Mike has Facebook. Of course, Craig and Tammy have Facebook, so if you want to check that out, it's Telescope Addicts. They also do a monthly astrophotography contest that is both open to beginning, intermediate, and advanced, I believe. Right, Ahmed?
Yep, we got the 3 tiers, and the winners get on the group banner. So it shows up at the top of the page whenever anyone looks at the group.
Awesome. Yeah, good job. Now, I will caution you, and I know Craig and Tammy, you're probably getting the same weather. If not, I know I'm getting some nasty weather right here, so hopefully my connection.
Yeah, we're hearing a little thunder.
It
sounds like it's a ways away, but it wouldn't surprise me if it arrives shortly.
Right. So just giving that everybody a heads up there. If I suddenly disappear, it wasn't intentional. All right. So here's the scoop. So, Mike, I don't know how much you've heard about what I'm going to try to do here with the Hangout, and I know Ahmed and I have been kind of chatting. I know maybe Craig and Tammy have heard a little bit. What I'm looking to do is to get a group of people together, really mostly amateurs from varying degrees of experience levels, and just talk about the goings-on of what it is that we do as amateur astronomers. Not so much the science stuff, but just talk more about what's going on in our little niches, if you will. If we're planetary imagers like you, Mike, share some images, live images, whatever it is that we want to do. Talk about some interesting events that are coming up. Certainly, if there's deep sky stuff going on, Craig and Tammy, things that you've done as far as astrophotography, share that. I would love to expand upon. I know, Mike, you've done some tutorials on WinJupos. You've just mentioned it before everybody else joined in. Yep. I think this would be a great opportunity maybe for some live type of interaction doing WinJupos. Or same thing with Craig and Tammy. If we ever have a time that you want to share some of your magic that you do with your processing and things along those lines, or give a walkthrough of some of the things that you do and how you acquire the images and work with all that stuff, that would be great. Okay. Are you familiar with Erica, I want to say Ricks, or Erica Nix? Hold on. Erica Ricks. She is, she is an avid sketcher. Her drawings that she does at the eyepiece are just fantastic. She's also co-authored a book that is devoted to astronomical sketching, and I think most recently she's actually a contributing editor now to I don't want to get this wrong. You know, it's either astronomy or sky and telescope.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I think the name is familiar, but I couldn't place it. I think you're right. Now, which magazine?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if she has anything on here, but I want to say sky and telescope, but
Astronomy magazine.
What was that?
Astronomy magazine. I'm looking her up right now.
Oh, cool. Okay, so astronomy magazine. Okay, well then she contributes to the same mag that you, Craig and Tammy. You've contributed a lot of images. Plus, you just most recently done a review on the Junior Pro, Mellencamp Junior Pro on there.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. So in addition to that, yeah, some equipment talk, techniques, and also what really got me going with this idea is that I frequent a lot of the forums. I'm not so sure that you all do, specifically Cloudy Nights. Of course, I'll lump in there Telescope Addicts and Facebook page, etc. And I think this type of live interaction, back and forth dialogue as it pertains to specific talking points from those forums, I think it's just a great way to augment, if you will, the exchange of information that goes on there. Even if it's a how-to that's on there, or even if it's just a rant, you know, about, for instance, the video folks and the electronically assisted imaging folks, I'll put it that way, have been battling. I mean, just butting heads together on Cloudy Nights, name calling, just frankly dirty stuff. And I don't know if you all have been following that at all.
What do you mean? What do you mean the video or assisted?
Okay.
I'm not sure I'm following you.
So you've got video purists out there, like the Mellencamp. Mellencamp is a pure video live device. Okay,
Okay.
Analog signal going to digital conversion. You can hook it up to a computer, of course. You don't have to hook it up to a computer. You can go live image directly to a monitor if you want. There has been a number of individuals there. In particular, I'll say one gentleman out of the UK that has been using a Lodestar guider, imager, to essentially be his electronic eyepiece, his live tool. And I've used my Meade DSi camera in the same way. I haven't been out really to get beautiful pictures, but I've been using that as an electronic means to really observe. And there's this battle that's been going on, this war of words that has been going on for a very long time, where the video purists don't believe that the folks that are using CCDs are bringing these types of images up live without being post-processed. So it's all of this back and forth. Now, I've got a couple of screenshots here because I want to show you. Oh, and I actually jumped into the bandwagon there with that. I just got that. I'm waiting for Clear Skies to check this out.
Cool.
But let me show you a couple screenshots that I grabbed from NSN, which is, of course, Night Skies Network.
We actually still guide with the Lodestar 1.
Yep. So let's see here. Oh,
but I've never tried doing any kind of live video on it. Intriguing.
Well, check some of this out here. I'm going to screen share. Get rid of this stuff here. Bring back some. Okay, so this, I don't know if you're seeing this very well. Let me move my screen here. Yeah, this was a guy who has, this is Tom out of Indiana. This is live images of what his monochrome Lodestar Live is bringing up. Oh, Lodestar Live, by the way, is the software, free software, that a UK developer has come up to specifically utilize this camera in a live format. So these are not processed images. These are...
And what is that called again?
Lodestar Live.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you can see, one of the things that I like about this is that, and you know this from using the Junior, is the pixel or the stars are very round. They don't have that blocky kind of look. And frankly, for being an uncooled camera, it's pretty smooth. I mean, you can see here, this is M57. He's got 3 stars there. And
Wow.
I think this was about a 30-second exposure.
Hmm.
And I'll just cycle through some of these. This was of course, globular. Did some galaxies. And if I'm not mistaken, this is his first light. We'll bring up some other ones that are pretty
good.
impressive.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, I tell you, one of the things, too, it was really simple to use. Being monochrome, what is that, M31 maybe? Not M31, M33 or maybe
Triangulum.
M101. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking M33, maybe.
No,
No, actually.
that's not M33. That's more. That might be 101. That's more based on M33 is kind of tilted a little.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's done some really nice stuff. And here it is. This, he was using 11-inch Schmidt. This one I grabbed the actual details with an F5 focal reducer.
Dadgum, that looks better than our actual image that we captured.
I tell you, man, I mean, it was very, very impressive. And so one of the things, you know, that was, it's kind of humorous to watch the literally hundreds sometimes of the back and forth talk that goes on inside the forums sometimes with certain topics. And I just think that with us here talking back and forth, even about some of those topics, we can have a better really exchange, I think, in a more interesting exchange and expand upon what the forums do, because, you know, who wants to go through and read hundreds and hundreds of responses when we can both, or when we can all, you know, really kind of talk about it a little bit more and have an enjoyment kind of talking about those things.
Right.
Sure.
But yeah, if you ever go online to Cloudy Nights, there's a new forum that they've renamed to, I think, just electronically assisted observing, and in there is a lot of that information. But anyway, that's just one, you know, one area to talk about that we can do.
So, I mean, so you want to make this like a reoccurring kind of a show, like a once a week, once a month kind of a deal, or?
Well, the frequency, yeah, I've been kind of thinking about the frequency. I know personally it may be a bit difficult to do a week-to-week. I don't know how everybody else feels about that, especially
the Star Party suffered because there was, you know, weather dependencies, right? This you wouldn't have. But,
right.
Yeah, maybe you run out of topics though after. Maybe you start it as a monthly and then bump it up just to see what kind of traction. I don't know. Bi-weekly seems off.
Any other opinions out there, Donovan? Greg, Tammy?
It's a good point about running out of topics if it's like too frequent of a show.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah, it might be best to start off, you know, like Mike said, you know, and see if you gain a bunch of participants, then you might be able to generate more conversation and move up the frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cool thing about the style of the Hangout is it all archives to YouTube when you make it on air. So, you know,
Exactly.
you can drive viewership after the fact too. So, hey, in case you missed it, here's what we talked about.
Exactly, and one of the things I want to try to go for is to get at least a core group of people that can participate at least in everything that we can try to do, and then offer to bring in certain people like Erica's graciously accepted, and, you know, have her come on and talk about certain sketches that she's done, maybe even do a live sketch one time, talk about her book. I would love to bring in Charlie Warren from Amateur Astronomy Magazine, see if he's interested in coming on board and talking about some interesting things coming up on his publication, some changes, and really expanding it from there with other people that have, again, interesting perspectives to bring into the show to kind of keep it kind of fresh every single episode. I know one thing I've been really interested in lately is learning more about photometry and spectroscopy. And Mike Simonson, I know he's a gentleman out there, very big with the variable star group, amateur, or what is that group? American Astronomical Society of Variable Star Observers, I believe, if I have that right.
Okay.
I know
coming on board talking
here
about him.
I've heard of that.
Right.
I know a local guy here who's actually measured the rotation period of one of the main belt asteroids using that kind of technique.
Well, there you go. See, I mean, I would be fascinated with that.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's one of the things, too, with the monochrome camera I was reading up on is that you can do that photometry.
Sorry. That's our cuckoo clock.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs going on there. There you go. And then Ahmed, I mean, what you could do from the perspective of telescope addicts, of course, is talk more about the page, the group. I'm sure you could probably get permission to share certain photos, certainly from the contest. We could also
maybe. I don't know if you would have permission to be able to share the image that won for that particular contest each time. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, I can. I don't know how to put them up on here, but it'd be like a screen share thing.
So if we want to talk a little bit about some of the technical things here with the Google Plus.
Yeah, that would probably help because I noticed you guys have got like name strips across the bottom.
Right.
That would probably be.
What you want to look for, if you have your Hangouts in a separate window right now, right? If you move your mouse over to the left, all the way over to your leftmost window, does it slide out almost like a toolbox?
Yeah, I have several options there: chat and share.
Okay.
There's
one called the wrench.
Right, there you go. The Hangout toolbox. If you open up the Hangout toolbox, and the first option is a silhouette of a person with a circle around it, that is what's called the lower third. You see it?
It's still opening.
All right. Well, let me.
You might have to install it.
I'm going to share out my whole desktop here. See if that'll.
Lower third. Got it.
You see it on mine?
Yeah, and then enter tagline.
I don't want to do that. Whoa,
that was great.
Speed.
Getting a whiplash here.
Yeah, really. Okay, so you got the lower 1/3. That's where you can put in your logo, of course your name, and then whatever thing underneath the bottom there that you want to do.
Okay.
And you can have different presets to that if you want there.
It's like a little TV news anchor thing,
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
I just totally got dissed by my husband.
Yeah, I think so. I like Ahmed. So that's pretty cool. It's the world's coolest man.
That's a true story.
Yeah, there you go. He's humble in certain things.
Right.
All right, and then underneath the toolbox, there's of course some of the volume. Well, I might have the volume control because I'm kind of doing the Hangout. Maybe you guys don't have that. But the comment tracker we have, and we also have.
What does the comment tracker do?
comment tracker is if anybody, I believe, from the YouTube channel posts up a question or a comment, it feeds into the stream here. At least that's what I believe.
I'm seeing a box to add sources.
Let's see here.
Let's see. So if you were to go to like the YouTube page for this video to where people could watch live, you could probably paste the URL in there. Oh, chat.
Okay, so yeah, that's the chat. So the chat's working. Let me click on Q&A.
Oh, cool.
It says this feature. Turn this feature on off on the Google event page for this. Okay. So Q&A, I need to actually turn on the event page first. It looks like before that feature will work. So see, that's good. We learned a little bit here. All right. So I'm gonna write that down. And the Q&A, I know, is something that we've done on the virtual star party. I think that's what they utilize.
Yeah, trust me, when you're doing a live stream from a telescope, you don't have any more space for scrolling things.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It is. I got 2 monitors going, and I'm still finding it difficult to do everything. All right, so the comment tracker.
Be right back.
Okay, so the comment tracker, I need to go to YouTube. I'm looking to see how I can add that to the... Oh, that should be the comments right there. Let me go to YouTube and see if I can bring this up at the same time and put in a separate comment. I'm thinking I'm going to need to open up the incognito window, so hold on.
Yeah, I think there's some production value to getting these things all squared away.
Yes.
I get the behind the scenes with Scott and Fraser trying to set this stuff up.
Exactly.
All the invites out and everything. It's a pain.
Well, that's why...
You gotta make a little punch list for yourself. So yeah, so I would suggest for that reason alone you start with once a month.
So is Wednesdays generally good for everybody?
That's good for us.
Yeah.
Depends on the clear skies.
All right. So yeah, Mike's wanting to do some live stuff, which I certainly have a problem with, and if it's clear, that would be kind of cool too.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I can, when the weather cools down, I can set up in the observatory and stand next to it. It's in the sticky hot garage right now, so I don't dare go out there. But we can grab live. Live equipment is always cool, right?
Yeah. And that's one of the things I missed from the virtual star parties. Is the fact that it was going to be live. I don't know if Craig or Ahmed and Tammy, if you know what the virtual star parties are, but it was a Google Hangout that started pretty much right when and Mike was part of the initial video that Google themselves put together, right?
Nice.
Yep. You gotta, when you get somebody like yourself that's like, hey, let's do something cool. I'm like, let's try it. So you be open to new things and you find all sorts of wonderful. Yeah, so Google actually came to my house with a film crew to shoot all this little promo stuff they use, because it was like right around the time when Google Plus came out, like John was saying, and they were really trying to promote it and push it and find niche uses for it and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's an experience, I'll tell you that. They're like, oh, we're coming with a film crew, and they got like 10 people. They set up for like 2 or 3 days here, and then they went to all the other people too, and they streamed it together. You have to go watch it. It's about 2 or 3 minutes long. It's like Fraser, me, Gary Ganella, I think Pamela made a little appearance too. It was pretty cool.
Yep. Yeah, Gary's out in California, I think, right?
LA.
Yeah, Gary's in California. Anybody know how to get to Google Live? Or YouTube Live rather. I thought it would be real simple to find live channels on YouTube.
I found
if you go to the event page,
the source on the contractor. Let me pull it back up. Hold on.
Can't you just go to the event page for this and then click because the video pops right up. There should be a little button to say, say view on YouTube or something like that. No.
Let's see.
How'd you find it, Ahmed?
If you go to the Hangout page, there's on the right side, there's a YouTube URL.
Okay, YouTube URL. Okay. Yep, thank you. All right, yeah. So, I'm going to put a comment in here. Just to see what we get. And then I'm going to add the copy.
Showed up in my notifications, but I don't think I see it in the...
What are you seeing in notification? Test?
The notification came up, said... No, last thing in here is from Ahmed. Right.
Who did that?
Somebody drew on you.
Somebody give
Craig's already found the way to go
Are you dissing on me again?
There's no way I did that.
He's beating me up really hard tonight.
I think we're having technical difficulties over there.
That is not me. I'm telling you.
I don't know.
I think you need to switch shampoos there, Tammy.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to have to figure out why...
Gotta be this guy.
How is he doing that? Oh, you got the little toolbox thing over there. Yeah, okay. I have no idea what we're doing.
Pretty cool that it follows you around like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is very cool.
I didn't give John some freckles on his cheeks or anything like
that. I see what you're doing.
That's pretty funny. I guess I owe an apology.
Yeah, you do.
Sorry, honey.
I'll kill it. There. Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the chat. Still trying to get comments to come through here. I will probably have to revisit that after a while.
The devil.
El Diablo. I should start up Cam Twist because that's I don't think that would work.
I've had a lot of mixed things with, like, I think native Hangout stuff has always worked best because it's always been difficult. Initially, Fraser was very hard-nosed on just getting the video with no, window frames or, other things, control boxes and stuff like that. And so we were using different programs, and it was a pain in the butt. And especially when it went HD, and those apps didn't work very well at all. The resizing was terrible because the Hangouts are 720p or whatever they are now, and most of those apps wouldn't render right. They would be stretched in the wrong direction, and they just looked ugly.
Well, see, one of the things I'm going to share out my Lodestar Live program. Obviously, I'm not hooked up to a camera, but this is basically it. Is everybody seeing? Yeah, you're all seeing that.
Yep.
Exposure controls. It has whatever exposure setting you want to do, or some preset exposures.
You're running this on a Mac, right, John?
Yes. Yes. So I was very pleased that it has both a Mac version and a Windows version. Let's see, image export.
I'm in Ubuntu if it matters to anybody. So just saying.
Ubuntu, really?
Yeah, I got a dual boot. So I do all my work in Windows now. I was a convert for many years. I was doing Yeah, I think even when I had the Point Grey Research Flea 3, I was doing that in Linux. I followed Anthony Wesley's lead on a lot of stuff. My scope is designed after his. I grabbed all his scripts that did the motor wheel, focuser and filter wheel control with camera settings and all that sort of stuff. And then got a new laptop, and none of it worked right in the newer versions of Ubuntu. And so I said, all right, I guess I'll go back and use Windows because Fire Capture changed a lot of that stuff. So that's all stuff we can talk about.
That's one of the reasons we're trying to move all of our image capture to the Sky, because it has native support for all of our gear on Mac.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think the one planetary capture app, IIDC, I think
they're not around anymore
or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Stephen Ramsden has that program and I would have loved to have been able to get it. In fact, when I started looking and getting it, that's when the place said, no, we don't sell it anymore. Man.
That's tight.
But yeah, see, the one thing here is I wish that we had a way to just grab the image window for the Hangout.
Or a sub window.
A selectable window, rather, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. But
I mean, if all this other stuff.
Yeah, but if the intention is to show these things, the behind the scenes and the how-tos and stuff like that, those are useful. So.
Yep. It does have a stacking feature, but one of the things that the folks at Lodestar Live is working on is to improve the algorithm, because it does make things a bit fuzzier. So it might bring out a little bit of larger detail, but your stars get a little bit fuzzier, and finer detail gets a little bit fuzzier with stacking. So that's something we still got to play around with. But I mean, the program is just really simple. I mean, that's one of the things too that drew me to doing it, was that it just looks so much simple to use. So I'm really curious as how well it will also perform there, because I also have the Junior Pro PC, and see how that works out for live. Not a lot of people were doing the Malin cams on the virtual Star Party. Didn't Fraser have a little bit of?
He had a small affinity for it, and I thought he liked them. And there was a guy in UK, Andrew Dumbleton, who had one, and I think he brought it a few times. And I think I thought Fraser liked it. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know.
And thank you. Yes, speaking of Malincam, I did contact a guy that is an avid Malincam person. He does wonderful broadcasts on Night Skies Network at every opportunity. His name is Chris. He's in Canada, so that's another gentleman that I want to go ahead and bring into the Hangouts here when we coordinate it next, now that I know a little bit more about some of the feed here and what to do with the Q&A, and I got to work out this comment tracker issue still. But I think it would be really fun to have people with different, video, planetary as Mike is, your deep sky imaging, Ahmed with just the wonderful job that he's done with telescope addicts and the points there for talking about different things going on in amateur astronomy. I just figured this would be a really fun thing to do, and we'll see where we can take it.
Have you given consideration to any kind of solar? I know you can't do solar at night, but
absolutely, yeah.
Not in this part of the world.
It's always afternoon somewhere.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm sure we could get some straggler VSP people too. Paul Stewart, for all the guys down under.
Yep.
We get daytime, 1 week nighttime, right? So we all show up at the same time. We all get a different view of the world.
Yeah, and I would love to bring Stephen. If Stephen wants to come on board, Stephen Ramsden with Charlie Bates.
Yeah.
He's
done some work with the Aussie group, something or other, didn't he?
He was down in Australia for a month and a half, I think.
Yeah. He retired, lucky bastard.
I know. I know, he's retired. Yeah. So he's just doing astronomy day and night. He's been posting up some nighttime stuff now, so yeah, he's doing it.
Getting bored.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I mean, this is open. I want to bring in as many. I want to have a core group of people, and then bring in other people off and on, just to add the variety, you know. And there's actually another few group of people on the Google Plus Hangouts that have been starting to do some tutorials on PixInsight. I don't know if you guys use that. Do you use PixInsight for your processing, Craig and Tammy?
Oh yeah,
we do.
Tutorial for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So these guys on Google Hangouts are specifically from Cloudy Nights, and they've been doing some how-tos every other Sunday, I think, for PixInsight. I haven't been able to catch them live, and frankly, I haven't been able to catch up on some of the older ones. But I don't really use PixInsight, but that's a pretty cool thing that they've been doing, and I could throw the invitation out there to them as well.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah, because even though we've been using it and I've gotten a pretty good grasp on it, I'm still climbing that steep learning curve, and would love to be able to learn something that maybe could
Nice
further
photo.
improve.
Are you able to
look at that. Yeah, we see it.
Okay, I was just
That's,
trying to see if the screen share would work.
Yep. Oh yeah, we
You
got
guys
the
are
whole
dangerous.
screen.
So that's on
I'm
my
a
to-do
recent
list.
DSO convert, and I don't. I was happy with Photoshop and Deep Sky Stacker. I don't need more expensive tools. That is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that target's one of my. That's on my list.
Oh, I tell you
We,
what, PixInsight is, oh gosh, it's one of the steepest learning curves. I thought Photoshop was difficult, but whole PixInsight is a doozy. But it is, oh my gosh, it's awesome, and it's worth every penny and every minute of learning that you have to put into it.
Yeah, you darn near have to have a PhD in math if you want to understand what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's it. I'm out.
I'll leave the imaging to you two, because I don't want to go into that route, man. It looks like a whole lot of work for something like that. And what is it? It's like $4.99
Oh
for
no,
the software.
PixInsight? No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not that much.
Oh,
It's cheaper than Maxim DL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's Maximum. I'm thinking.
Maxim's like 500. I own both.
There you go.
I have no idea what I was thinking when I bought them both.
Wow. Yeah. See, Maximum DL and that one.
We tried Maxim twice on 2 different occasions and just couldn't. I don't know. It was just too strange, I guess.
See, I got used to it, but
Gotcha.
PixInsight scares the hell out of me.
Yeah. It's very intimidating, and the there's 2 sides. There's a lot of people that say there's no help, there's no documentation, there's no videos, and then the other half is like, well, then you're not really looking hard enough, because there's a ton of stuff out there. But the problem is you got to know what you're asking.
Yeah.
To find what you're looking for, and 9 times out of 10, if you're brand new to the software, you have no idea what to ask, because you don't know what you've done.
Yeah.
And I guess that's there's good points and bad points, because it's written by people with PhDs in physics and math and all this elaborate algorithm stuff. That's the way
It's
you kind of have to. Yeah, it's very complicated.
Like if you're using this, you already know to a degree what you're doing, so it's not really made to, like, it's not catered to someone who really has no idea what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
But it is incredibly powerful, and it has really taken our image processing to another level.
I've seen crazy shots of what could be done, which is why I decided to try it out, but now I need tutorials.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, just in case you're...
You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're breaking up there a little bit.
Okay, what she was saying was, if you're interested, Warren Keller has some tutorials that are phenomenal. They're really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard of one. Yep.
Warren Keller.
You'll probably find it under
.com?
IP for AP.
IP4AP.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You got it.
Okay.
And I put
Thanks.
in the chat window here, I put the link to the Astro Imaging channel, which those fellows actually just started on Google Plus, and they do have the historical videos up there, processing masks in Photoshop. So it's just not all PixInsight.
Oh, cool.
Provide
nice.
your own data. That was a pretty interesting one. They'll do the PixInsight processing with the own data.
Oh, nice.
Put it in a public Dropbox. Yeah.
Should give them my M31.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
That was the only good picture I ever took.
Yeah.
I put my webpage up there so you guys can find a little bit more about my stuff, and then I was looking for images. You do?
I know you now. You're on Astrophoto Gallery.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Okay,
How'd you know?
dude, your work is incredible.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
And you guys are published like what, every couple of weeks or something? So that means something. That's good.
Well, but I tell you what, my hat's off to you for the planet stuff, man. Oh gosh, I don't know how you do it.
Determination.
Yeah, persistence. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You know, some of it is just waiting out the poor conditions, waiting for the good conditions, and being ready when it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, seeing is king. That's what we all say, but it's about as damn true as anything else.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
My hat's off to you planetary guys, because I do not have the patience to sit and capture gigabytes of data night after night, and then all of a sudden, after you've poured through it for 3 or 4 hours, you're like, there it is. There it is.
Right.
There was the moment of good thing.
Yeah,
I think that's funny.
Yeah, even worse than that, you pour through it and you're like, well, that was all crap. We got to try again tomorrow night.
It's frustrating. It is. I have a friend of mine. He lived not too far from me, so we had really similar conditions all the time. And I would say, hey, did you press the record button? He says, no, the conditions weren't any good. I packed up. I'm like, no, you got to press the record button anyways. Even if you just throw it away, you can't go back in time and grab it later, right? But I actually wrote a lot of custom scripts because my workflow goes through a real predictable set, and the way I have it set up, I said, I'm tired of doing this. Click, drag, click, drag, click, drag. So I found a tool that allows me to automate it, and that might be one of the more advanced things that we get to at some point later, because I haven't produced my own tutorials on it.
Oh,
wow. Yeah, that'd
a lot
be
of cool
cool.
things that you can do to the panacea I have in mind is that at the end of the night, I press one button and I wake up to a processed image in the morning.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
That is cool.
I'm a good ways into it. A lot of the things we do are predictable at the very least, if not mundane and repetitive. So there's no reason you shouldn't try to take the edge off of these things.
Right.
Sure.
So automation was key for me. And it's helped me up my game, because now I go through things with a real fine-tooth comb, and I go, wait a minute, okay, what about this step? And how, you start to really think critically about these things.
Yeah.
And it got me a good ways into really understanding what I do and why I do it. How can I improve it? But yeah, I think back to the original point, there's a lot of stuff I throw away.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm going to go turn this cuckoo clock off before it goes off again.
Cuckoo. All right.
You missed it.
Too late. All
You know
right.
who'd be cool to get on the show?
Oh, who was that?
That was me.
Hey.
We should try to get Dr. Gendler on this show. Robert Gendler.
Robert who?
Robert Gendler. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't. It doesn't ring a bell.
He's
Uh-uh.
Oh yeah.
he's good.
He's one of the gurus of the DSO world for sure. Up there with,
Okay.
Tony Hallis, Adam Block.
I've heard of Tony.
Ken Crawford.
Yeah. Isn't
Ben,
one
showing
of
you. Hold that back up again. I'm in. There you go.
yes, Lessons from the Masters. Gotcha.
It's a very
Yeah.
good read.
It is good. I saw it when they talked about it coming out and everything, but it was one of those things that I was kind of like, well, could I really glean anything from it, or have I kind of reached a point where I need something a little deeper, a little more detailed or whatever. So I've heard some good things about it so far. So.
See, I'm a natural tinkerer. I like to find my own way, make my own mistakes, and it's a painful, long process. But
Guilty.
I'm like, all right, well, what if I tried this? What if I did that? And just kind of experiment and see how it comes out.
Well, I think the interesting thing here, I know, Craig, you're in IT.
Yep.
Mike's in IT.
Yes, sir.
I'm in IT, and I think even Ahmed is in IT. Are you not?
I run a convenience store.
I'm the odd man
Oh,
out.
no, okay.
Okay.
Close enough. Convenience store IT. That's. But I thought that was funny. Yeah, it seems like everybody's in IT that likes to do that stuff. But very good, and yeah. So all right.
I'm in IT by association.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right. There you go. There you go.
About it.
Do you give her some of the details?
Yeah, most of the time I met with a.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know that feeling at all. I work at Cisco, and I've been there since 2000, so I can do networking pretty well.
There you go. Oh yeah. See, I would bore my fiance if I start talking about. What we were talking about is the encryption overhead of AES 128 versus DES or 3DES, and it really got. She'd be like, "What?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm. I don't even like to listen to those meetings, but that's what we talked about today."
Get in line, man. Get in line.
Yeah, exactly. I can imagine that you're way more in depth.
We get, it's a big company, so yeah, we get, we get the industry, the tech, and then we get the process. So, and we don't speak English. It's just flat that simple.
Yeah, yeah. You speak geek. Geek speak. Now, one more thing. So Mike's in North Carolina. Of course, Craig, Tammy, and myself were in Tennessee, and Ahmed is in Louisiana?
Yep, right by New Orleans.
Oh, right near.
Southeast covered good, don't we?
So we've got a spot to stay if we ever want to go down to the Big Easy.
Absolutely.
Show us around.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that's good. Hey, there's Ed Molise is down that way, I believe. Or not Ed, Rod Molise. Isn't that he in Louisiana?
Mr. Possum?
Alabama.
Yeah. Is he Alabama?
Deep South, swamp country.
Yeah.
All right, Alabama. Okay. Well, I know he heads to the Deep South Regional Stargaze. That, I think, is coming up pretty soon. But I was thinking, too, of reaching out to him, see if he's got anything to plug or talk about, any upcoming books, any things that he wants to share. He's always on the forums, too. He's a very opinionated person. He's a lot of fun to...
Yeah,
he's knowledgeable, and he's very responsive, too. He's helped me out a couple of times, too.
He's on Facebook. If any of you guys, he's real fun to follow on Facebook because a lot of his blog posts that he does about his reviews of the equipment and stuff, he's never boring. He's really fun to read and everything, and he'll share that stuff on Facebook as well. So
exactly. So that's kind of the thing we want to bring up here. In the show. So,
well, should we just pick a date now and run a show, or do you want to have it? Maybe we have a dry run first.
I'm good for next Wednesday if you all want to try it.
I'm good.
For a dry run, or do you want to?
I think we're
here. I think we're good.
We'll just be coming back from Fall Creek Falls next Tuesday.
Are you now? All right.
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave Friday to head out, and we'll come back on Tuesday. So.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the 30th, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's good for us.
Is that good for you, Ahmed?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to get a couple more people. What is the capacity on these, Mike? I think 10, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was going to say 8, but it might be 10. You might be right.
8 or 10? Okay.
So, we'd have room for a few more. That way, if you had some stragglers or whatever, it'd be all right too.
Right.
What time are we looking at?
I would say same time if that's appropriate for everybody, if that's working out okay.
Yeah.
I know, Mike, you got some little ones there that you have to kind of put away.
Yeah, I got 4 kids that can be a little time consuming around bedtime.
I'm good. I'm good until 4 a.m. So.
Oh wow! It's really until 4 a.m.
I don't sleep.
If you're on here at 4 a.m., you'll be without me. I'll be in the bed. The only time I'm up to 4 a.m. is if the skies are clear and we're imaging.
Right.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, yeah. What we'll do is we'll put it out then. And I'm sorry, Mike. Same time is okay?
Yeah, I might be a few minutes late, but I can do that.
Okay.
That's fine. If you don't mind. And I was pretty close to on time today. But, you can't force kids to go to bed and then come down here and they're on my coattails.
Well, you can force them, but yeah, it's not legal, so you can't do that.
That's that little child services problem.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Anybody else have anything? What we'll do is we'll meet up again next week. And what I'll probably do is that if I come through with some interesting topics from any of the forums, I will kind of preload, if you will, the topics and throw it out there so that everybody, if you want to check out the URL that I might send out, just so you're more familiar with what we might be talking about, I'll go ahead and I'll do that. And of course, if you all find something yourselves that is interesting that you want to bring up, send us the URL or the link or whatever so that we can also take a look at it if you want as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Well, very good. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited, John. This is going to be cool.
All right.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Great to meet you all.
Yeah,
great to meet you.
Have a good night.
All right.
Okay,
you too now. Good night, Ahmed. Good night, Craig. Good night, Tammy.
Good night,
Mike.
Bye.
Bye-bye.